Hey, so this is going to be quick and dirty. Not dirty, but I'm going to start a room. Ooh, that's chicken? Is that chicken or lipstick? Anyway, he's not the chicken, mom sub. He is the fish. Okay, start a room. I'm gonna go ahead and start a room. Anyone in Clubhouse? Oh, I didn't do a title. Oh, leave quietly. Let's just end it. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna start a room. For anyone. Six of six of diamonds. Okay, so I am doing a room simultaneously on Clubhouse and YouTube, and I don't recommend trying them both at the same time because, I mean, unless you mute the YouTube, because then you get a nice visual image, but it's going to be about 8 seconds delayed. Oh my God, Sue and Jessica. Jessica is my five of diamonds friend, and we're Venus to each other in about 12 different ways. So, yes, I'm also on YouTube. Hi, you guys. I'm just so happy I'm really surprised you're here because I was like, oh, I have to do this before the day is out. So, the six of diamonds, it's about balance. And what I've noticed so far for myself today, oh, I came unprepared. I have to get out a chart. At least turn to the right page in love cards. They do have a chart here. For those of you following along, it's on page. So I had an interesting experience with my daughter this morning, who is an eight of clubs, and I'm fairly confident she'll never hear this. So I'm just going to talk about the ascension hand of the six of diamonds and how that had a big impact on my day. Okay, so a lot of things came together and integrated and balanced today, and I was really polarized yesterday. And it was fine. It's where I needed to go. I am a seven of diamonds, and yesterday was the seven of diamonds. But today there was an energy of find the middle. And my sister, Terry, who's a 10 of diamonds, she drew tarot cards for me, and she pulled the temperance card, and it was like the coup de grace at the end of everything. And the temperance card, she's like, oh, I hate that card because it's about moderation. And I feel the same way. I'm like, how boring is that? But when she read the entire card, it's like the sun came out and I was like, "Oh, hi, Rikara. Finding the middle, finding the calm place, because I think of myself either going kind of manic and crazy or descending into depression, and to find a quiet middle place that, we don't think of. Whenever I think of six of diamonds, I'm not like, oh, they're the most amazing people, although my sister-in-law is a six of diamonds, and she's like, I have two very precious eternal child archetypes in my life, and one of them is in this room, Jessica. Well, Jessica, her boyfriend calls her Jessica, and Janet. And one is a five of diamonds, the other is the six of diamonds, and I'm the seven of diamonds. Oh, that's kind of weird. Anyway, what I want to talk about is the experience that I had of, not only finding the moderate center today, the calm. There's a kind of grown up energy that's required to come to the center, and for it not to be, dramatic, spectacular, exciting. It's just the common sense that sits in the middle. So I was talking to my daughter, who is the eight of clubs, and we're pretty different on this one point. It was evil. I was like, evil really does exist. There are evil entities and they're not human. And she's like, well, I just see that as kind of a philosophical thing because we're all, we're quite capable. She was just chunking down evil as, attributing it to human nature. And I'm like, there's more to it than that. And I could see that we were never going to come to agreement. So a six of diamonds day meant that I had the four of spades in my heart position. in my emotional backup. And it's a tender, I am home, I feel safe, I'm the one that gives me a sense of security. And it's also an emotional clairvoyance. So I'm talking ascension hand of the 6 of diamonds. As a Mercury, it works quite differently, and I'll explain that. But having that as I'm safe, I'm home, I can afford to be in a space here where we disagree. And the 8 of clubs in the Mercury position means speak your truth today, come out really strong. I mean, the day is mostly over for everybody, and this is the first I could get to it, but I just saw this energy of like, it really stood up in our band practice experience where kind of we'd sort of been caretaking each other and dealing a little too gently, and there was a little bit more, strength for people to just say, "Well, this is what's happening," or "This is what I see," and, speaking the truth and, that 8 of clubs is about power. And being in a Mercury position, the 6 of diamonds achieves this ability, and my sister-in-law, Janet, is the perfect example. She has to pull out, we call it pulling out her 8 on the Enneagram because she's a 7 on the Enneagram, and we're like, "Pull out that 8 wing," and sometimes she has to get in people's faces, and when she does, there's this tremendous actualization energy. So that's the 6 of diamonds in ascension is when they feel safe and confident. Hey, Sue. Okay, so she turned off she turned off the, Clubhouse so that she could see me on YouTube. And I'm not really doing anything visibly on YouTube, so don't worry, you're not really missing anything. Um, okay, so yeah, that 8 of diamonds showed up as strength. Okay, the Jack of Spades, if it's our Venus card today, that means that in the realm of women, you have the ability and the opportunity to psychically see where they're coming from. That Jack of Spades gives you the ability to morph your own energy strategically. And it's been called the liar, actor, thief card. But that's the low side. What's the high side? It's a shaman. We know that it is a shamanic card. So in the high side, it's the ability to kind of see into the dark, into what's not being readily shown, and then knowing how to navigate it. And I watched myself do that today. There's this kind of sense of command and power and like, "Oh, I can see what's happening here. Therefore, I know how to navigate this, and I don't have to advertise it or find out if it's okay with everyone." And it's kind of a take charge energy. I'm gonna drive this bus where it needs to go because I see what's going on and I trust myself. So that was a potential for today. Um, and business partnership. The 2 of diamonds as ascended Mars is I'm going to find the common ground with people where we want the same thing. And that 2 of diamonds can become, instead of just a business partnership or wrangling with someone about what is wanted, it's finding common ground in the arena of Mars. Instead of fighting, let's find common values. Let's find a set of shared values. And I pivoted that conversation with my daughter and got away from what we disagreed about really fast. I ran in another direction. And then just came up with this amazing awareness that she could step onto that carpet with me and be like, "Oh, yes, this is what's important. This is what's happening." Um, so, yeah, did you guys notice that dynamic today? And I did a wonderful collaboration with my sister today too. And she did a tarot reading for me, and I helped her craft her sermon for Sunday, and it was very cool. There was a lot of partnering happening today. And another principle I'm just going to throw in there, one of those general teaching things, is that Venus and Mars are like two sides of the same coin. They want to work together. It's not men or women or the feminine against the masculine. Feminine and masculine, it's yin and yang, isn't it? It's a very simple principle. We get that yin and yang have to work together. They are working together in nature constantly. One is always becoming the other. But in a very simple Venus and Mars relationship, Venus says, here's what I want, here's what I desire, the Taurus energy of what I value, what gives me pleasure, the pleasure principle of Venus. And then Mars is that part of you that says, okay, now that I'm clear on what I want, I'm going to do, I'm going to take action, I'm going to be in my agency to create this for myself. So doesn't that make you happier than anything in the whole world when you get clear about something you want and then you go for it or you create it? Oh, that's so satisfying. And that is yin and yang coming together inside you. So when you look at your own hand, look at Mars and Venus as partners, walking hand in hand. One says, here's what we want, and the other says, here's how we're going to do it. So today the opportunity was what we want is transformation, the Jack of Spades. We want to do this in a way we've never done it before. Let's do transformation. Let's change the infrastructure of our society. And then the Mars, how are we going to do that? Well, we partner. We make business alliances. We find people who are on the same page with a certain set of values. Is this important to you? Let's collaborate to bring about transformation. And that's a possible theme for today. Okay, just for the sake of the Six of Diamonds and the typical Robert Camp hand and the personality, the descension hand, let's look at that Jupiter line a little bit. Okay, something that I've observed with everybody who is in the Jupiter line, Six of Diamonds, Four of Spades, 10 of Hearts, 10 of Diamonds, Eight of Spades, Ace of Hearts, Ace of Diamonds, tend to be very polarized within themselves. They experience polarity. I'm really this, and then I'm really this, or I'm both, and I don't know which one is me. And the Six of Diamonds, I have discovered that they, in the extreme of their own internal polarization, the really extreme examples literally don't know what another part of their psyche did. Okay, whatever you believe about the O.J. Simpson story, he's the Six of Diamonds. And that's an example of, I'm this over here, I'm this loving, good, kind husband, but oh, I didn't realize that I had this inside me and I was capable of this awful thing. Tom Hanks is another Six of Diamonds. What is the shadow that he's not showing us? And I thought when he did that movie, Lady Killers, I found it really disturbing because I could see his shadow. And I just said to myself, there's a lot more shadow there than we know. And now I know a lot more than I want to about him, which is really, really, really profound and beyond disturbing. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But in just the simple everyday Six of Diamonds, the question you have to ask yourself is, have you made friends with your shadow? Do you know what that shadow is? Where did that come from? Okay, and if you back up one card to look at their moon and their maybe a dysfunctional family aspect, what was their emotional launching pad? And you look at the Eight of Clubs. A lot of Six of Diamonds come from strict religious families or military families or somewhere that the belief system was rigid and there was no room, no compromise. And Janet grew up in a extremely, a lot of narcissism in the home and narcissists, and her mom, textbook narcissist. Reality is the way they say it is, and there's no room. There is no room for any other perspective. So you have to figure out how to navigate that as a Six of Diamonds. So how do you gain your own strength and confidence? What is your truth? Can you access it from the Akash? And when you turn around as a Six of Diamonds and you move toward that Eight of Clubs in the positive, you're not going to inherit all that rigidity that you were handed. Instead, the Eight of Clubs becomes the bridge to the Akash and where the truth lives. And you can access that quite naturally. And what Robert Camp has attributed as the psychic Six of Diamonds, because a lot of them do have clairvoyance or something, because yeah, Janet can see people's angels. Very cool. The Four of Spades, yes, its home position is Mercury Neptune. Home meaning spiritual spread. So that's where that psychic ability comes from, the clairvoyance, the Neptune and Mercury. Mercury knows, and Neptune is the spiritual realm. So that's a really good fit for a clairvoyant card. And that becomes their moon card. So they know emotionally. They're emotional psychics, the Six of Diamonds. They're like, I could just feel it. But then their Eight of Clubs, Mercury, they can be claircognizant. The claircognizant knows something without being able to explain to you how and why they know it, because they're accessing the Akash. So that's really fun. So yeah, do you guys know Six of Diamonds? Usually people tune into a class or a video because they know a Six of Diamonds, or it's their planetary ruler. Gosh, I should share this with my friend Tara, because this is her planetary ruler. Okay, I'm going to do something else now, unless I get questions or get another direction. And then I think I might just kind of end here and make it kind of a brief class. But first I want to talk about the magic circle. So I will show our students in YouTube land. Here's the magic circle. And it is just the 45 cards and the order that they go in. There they are. Oh, is somebody saying something on Clubhouse? It was a green band and I missed it. Did someone raise their hand or something? I'm so sorry if I missed that. Okay, so continuing. The order that the cards go in, when you do that sacred quadration thing that Robert Camp gives, and I don't know where, I think I might have read that in my later edition Destiny Cards book, because I can't find it in my 1998 edition. And Dr. Sue and I figured out that between 98 and 2013 or something, whatever her copy is from, he added 25 pages, mostly to articles of advanced study. So I think I need to get that, that most recent Destiny Cards book. And I would recommend looking at thrift books, because you can find some used stuff a lot less expensive there. But it's worth it. So if we look at the Six of Diamonds and the magic circle, I'm going to be talking about the order of what we know of as the environment and displacement cards. If you look in that far right column in the Destiny Cards book and you see which card you're displacing each year of your life, both of them are wheels and each one of them is going in opposite directions. I don't know if you figured that out yet, but the environment card is who's sitting in your house. No. And a displacement is who you're displacing. And what I've figured out is that displacement is like South Node. It feels unfamiliar. Or no, I'm sorry. Displacement is familiar. I'm screwing this up. I'm so sorry. Let me think. Environment, I think, is the easy one, and displacement is the hard one. Anyway, there's a really strong connection there, and I don't have my book here. Because I'm a fixed card, I don't do environment and displacement cards in my own path. So I'm trying to remember. Anyway, that's what the magic circle is. The magic circle is the order of the cards in that way. And what I was shown by my guides years ago is that the 3D version of the card system, and since we're ascending into higher dimensions, the dimensionality, the three-dimensionality of the card system popped out for me, and it is the magic circle of 7. And Jessica, who's in the room here, I call her Jessica, sorry, Jessica, who's Jess, she's in the room, she's a 5 of diamonds, and I read her ascension hand on the circle, the magic circle. So if you have access to this magic circle, you can find your card if you're in the 45 movable positions, and take your moon card to the left and then go to the right, go clockwise, and that's another ascension hand and another descension hand if you want. So going hunting for the 6 of diamonds. It's hiding. It's flanked by the 9 of clubs and the 3 of spades. There it is. There it is. Upper right corner. So the ascension hand for the 6 of diamonds, 9 of clubs, sits in its moon position. How would we say that technically in the card spread? We would say technically the 9 of clubs, it's sitting in the house of the 9 of clubs. So the ascension hand says who's visiting, who's visiting, who's visiting, who's upstairs, who's upstairs, who's upstairs. And that works you around the circle. You're ascending. So the 9 of clubs says who's sitting in my house, and it's the 6 of diamonds. So that's the moon card. And that means the 6 of diamonds is actually quite open-minded. Even though they have that 8 of clubs, either as their family history or whatever, that 9 of clubs says, I actually am very open-minded. Even though I was raised to be very rigid about something, I'm curious. I'm open at the top. And that's the 6 of diamonds are the least judgmental people I have ever met. They're kind, they're open, and it's this 9 of clubs. That's why they can just be like, I don't need to judge anybody, even though my family did, even though that's what I come from, where things are very clearly defined, black and white. Okay, and then the 3 of spades and their Mercury going around. 3 of spades is their artistic breath. It is their voice, their mind being translated into the world as art. And that's a big achievement for the 6 of diamonds, is to say, I'm going to put my art out into the world rather than feeling divided in my life between this or that. And that's part of their secret life. They're divided maybe between 2 homes, 2 families. One is secret. There is that kind of shenanigans going on. But if they turn it around and they say, how can I use that 3 of spades in the positive and put my creations out into the world? And my sister-in-law happens to be an artist with ceramics and watercolor and jewelry. And I mean, you name it. She's just constantly creating. It's like a mantra. It protects her mind. Okay, then you continue. Venus would be the Jack of diamonds, because you're saying, who's upstairs? Who's upstairs? Who is above the 3 of spades? Who's living in the 3 of spades house? It's the Jack of diamonds. What does the 3 of spades have to learn from the Jack of diamonds? Well, you could turn that into a business, says the 3 of diamonds. There's that Jack of diamonds living in my house being a businessman. Maybe I could turn this art into a business. And that's what she does. She makes all of her money from her art, and it's a lot when she's cooking. A lot. It's amazing. Okay, so the Jack of diamonds in Venus says, I love commerce. I love being my own boss. I love being a bit of a rebel and doing it my way. Okay, Mars is the Jack of clubs. So what does the businessman learn from the Jack of clubs who's sitting in his house? Well, he's a genius. He's funny. He takes everything lightly. He's really creative, and he's very frequently irresponsible. So maybe that's one of the lessons, is like, you know what? You just don't need to care about everybody so much, and Jack of diamonds are a bit more responsible than the Jack of clubs, and they need to learn to lighten up, and they also need to validate their genius. Their genius. And my son, the Jack of diamonds, to accept that he was a genius. I knew it before he could walk and talk. You know how you just know these things? I could see how he was thinking and navigating. I was like, this kid's from somewhere else. He's a genius. And then he had to go through this really difficult process and then finally figured it out that he is. He's an adept. And it's a very unconventional adept. So the 6 of diamonds today asks you, have you turned your art into a business and recognized your genius? Hi, Claudio L., the 8 of clubs. I talk about the 8 of clubs at the beginning of the video, so you might want to listen. And I'm sorry if I insult 8 of clubs at all. That's a possibility. I do throw out a few insults here and there. Okay, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. The Jupiter of the 10 of hearts is the 10 of hearts. So the 6 of diamonds, they love family, they love gatherings. Now, granted, no one is 100% extroverted. Sometimes you get an introvert 6 of diamonds that says, "Yeah, I love me some family, but I need to decide when and how that happens and how much family."
What?
But that 10 of hearts in Jupiter gives them this incredible, "Hi, honey," potential, hi, Max, to be a huge blessing in the world. Plus, yes, that 10 of hearts also sits in their descension hand as Venus. So Venus and Jupiter together, they love their families. And I love my family. I mean, I had this great talk with my daughter and my sister and my sister-in-law. It's great. Okay. So let's see. Yes, how are you a blessing to the world? That's a good question for today. Oh my gosh. And Dr. Sue totally pumped me up this morning. I was like, I don't know. And she's like, I believe in you. Totally pumped me up. And she's like, you do have a really important gift to give the world. So yes, I got some encouragement today around that. Okay, so Saturn, 5 of spades. The call, yeah, oh yes, Max. Yes. What is it? The call to Saturn is an invitation to master something, and the 5 of spades really is presence. Yes, it's travel, moving, change, adventure, and all those good things, but it's being in the center of a lot of things, a lot of chaos, a lot of energy. The 5 of spades says, I can sit quietly in the center of everything that's going on around me. And yeah, truly. Have you been able to achieve that for a few moments today? Let's just do that for a second. Okay, I invite everyone who's listening to take a breath and feel yourself in the 0 point. There's nothing to do, there's nothing to be, nothing is missing. It's like a place with no time. That is the magical space where all of the balance and integration can come together today. Today is a day to balance and integrate polarities, possibly. And you know, the silence is infinitely wise and it knows where everything fits. Oh, with my glasses, I finally looked at Ricara's comment. Love the hat. Yeah, thank you. Hair is greasy. So I'm wearing a hat. Okay, so the Uranus is the 4 of diamonds. You know, my guides played a little trick on me the other day when the Jack of Spades was my card for the day, and my life turned upside down and inside out regarding the whole world of the cards, because I saw something quite shocking. I will get into that. I will get into that at some point with a small select group. Um, and the Jack of Spades, I said, okay, that's when your world turns upside down and inside out, and you lose reference points, and it's really hard to navigate. It's a scary place to be. The shamanic world, you're on ayahuasca or, whatever. You're on a DMT trip, or suddenly someone's asked you for a divorce, and they're like, by the way, I'm moving to Spain. Suddenly your world it changed in a heartbeat. You lose reference points. I said, well, how do we navigate that? And my guide's like, look at the Uranus card. And I'm like, why do we look at Uranus to navigate? And it seemed like this soul knowing that was like, look to the Uranus to navigate, which seems kind of odd and counterintuitive, because Uranus is about the unexpected, right? Well, maybe that's the answer right there. I'm feeling my way into this as we speak. I'm borrowing on your fields for my own downloads here, and you're probably getting downloads too. How does Uranus help us to navigate the Jack of Spades experience? Well, if Uranus is about the unexpected, the cataclysmic, the Tower card, the let's throw all the letters up in the air and then see where they land. I'm going to let you fill in the blank there. Like, what word would you say? How does Uranus help us navigate? You have 5 of Spades in Saturn. Oh, precious, precious, Mari. If the 5 of Spades is your Saturn, then you're the 5 of Clubs. Is that what I'm hearing? Well, if the 5 of Clubs is like a cute little feisty squirrel that's always running around this, that, everything's stimulating and interesting. They talk a mile a minute and they're like, we'll just figure it out when we get there. And don't bother me with plans. The 5 of Spades isn't, oh, the difficulty is moving. The difficulty is silence, stillness, and presence. For the 5 of Clubs to meditate, to be in their body, and to be in the moment, to just practice mindful awareness of their body, of the sounds around them, their 5 senses, to ground them into the present moment. Yeah, feisty squirrel. Did you like that? Yeah. Okay. So how can Uranus help us navigate? Well, it's all about the unexpected, right? So Uranus is like, I got this, says to the Jack of Spades, I got you. And it says to that Jack, when your world is turned upside down, you sit in your body and you breathe. You become still, close your eyes, and you feel your body, because your body is always in the now. Trees are always in the now. The mind really. See, there's nothing but the now, but the mind pulls us into a place where we have this constructed reality, and the mind is like, this is important, or that's important, or you need to worry about this, or what if that, and it's just all over the place, past, present, future, other dimensions, and everything else is just here now. That's all there is. And when you finally kind of disconnect from your mind enough to know, see, that's what the Jack of Spades is upsetting. It's upsetting your construct, your mind. Mostly. It's our response to our situation that creates the stress or distress or calm or peace rather than the situation. It's how you respond to it. So that's a little lesson. How did we get off on that? I don't know how it's ascending Venus today. Okay. Mari has a comment. Yes, I've become a Reiki and Reiki Kundalini master. I could be that feisty squirrel. Yes, you can. So, channeling energy, being in the present, holding a divine intention. That's a great practice, Mari. I'm glad you said that, because it's like, wow, what a beautiful resolution and direction for you. So I would encourage you to look at the 5 of Clubs going the other direction, where the 3 of Diamonds is your it's your hidden moon card. That is your capacity to be non-judgmental. That's something that I really landed on earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday. The 3 of Diamonds. Yeah, it was in my 7 of Diamonds Clubhouse room yesterday. The 3 of Diamonds is the ability to lay all the cards on the table without judgment and just have a listening session. It's neutral. So that's like a secret resource that you have, Mari. And then that 10 of Spades, go to the right. That's your hand, your ascension hand. 10 of Spades in Mercury means doing a lot of things, being really busy, being possessed by your passion, what you really love to do. The 10 of Spades really represents like your dharmic passion and purpose that you just tireless devotion. That's it. That's my new name for that card, tireless devotion. So when you're looking in the direction of of what you're devoted to tirelessly, that's the ascending path. You're so welcome, Mari. So let's see, we were looking at going from the Six of Diamonds, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Oh, we didn't do Uranus. The Four of Diamonds, navigating, that's how we got there. Why would Uranus help us to navigate? Well, it helps the Jack of Spades to navigate. But let's see if it helps the Four of Diamonds or Six of Diamonds. So Uranus says to the Six of Diamonds, my genius, my secret hidden genius, because that's Uranus, is clarity about what I want. I'm really clear about what I want, and I help other people figure out what they want. And this is one of the things that I've forgotten to say. With the Ascension hand, when you go to the right, there's a yang quality to it that is about giving and how you show up in the world and how you give to others. So that's the Six of Diamonds, one of the gifts they give in their genius is clarity of desire. This is what's really important to me. They can be really defined. Neptune, their ideal is the Five of Hearts. Holy cow. Okay, I've got something to say about that. Because if it's their ascending Neptune, it is also their descending Pluto. And I had two Six of Diamonds tell me on the same day, sometimes I just want to get in a car and drive and drive and drive. And what that Pluto is, that Five of Hearts, is freedom. So it's both Pluto and it's ascended Neptune. It's an ideal. Freedom. What if you could just go to Mexico? What if you could just take the whole day off? What if that little voice inside you that says, I want popcorn and a movie right now, or I really, really need this. It's the heart kind of is more the child of your wanting. And to be really clear about that, the Six of Diamonds, when they find that song and they sing it, it is an angelic gift to the world. Because they're always taking care of everybody else, right? Six of Diamonds, there's a big caretaking vibe there, big responsibility vibe. But when you set them free, when they set themselves free to want what they want, it is their Neptune, it's their dream. In Pluto, it can be their undoing. It can be stealing freedom through having an affair. It can be stealing freedom by just ghosting your friends or everyone in your life. She's a ghoster, man. Let me just ghost you. I'm just going to get flaky and be unavailable without any explanation. But as a Neptune ideal, it's I need freedom, I want freedom, and I'm going to strategically figure out how to create this for myself. Yeah, so that's an option today. Okay, let's look at Pluto how would I interpret ascended Pluto? I would say that it's kind of like Robert Camp choosing to call the ultimate Pluto card like the transformed self rather than the death. Let's focus on the rebirth. So the opportunity to step into that kind of rebirth and therefore higher purpose and higher calling is the Five of Clubs. Because that's what's visiting the house of the Five of Hearts, right? Just continuing in this theme, the ascending magic circle. And the Five of Clubs is freedom of mind. It's dear Mari here, the feisty squirrel. It's change of mind. It's freshness of mind. It's awakening. It's I can change my mind. I can decide differently day to day. Maybe it's the freedom to be a feisty squirrel. We will go. I feel like learning about this. I feel like learning about that. That is my friend Jessica, the Five of Diamonds. And in the diamond is contained the heart and the club. So that freedom of heart and the freedom of mind, the curiosity that's contained in the Five of Diamonds. Hey, Liara. Okay, I'm on your TV. Are you still at your daughter's where your dog can watch me? Her daughter's dog was absolutely fascinated with me on the big screen. Like I was dropping some really important dog information. Oh, it's so weird to think of myself on a big screen, especially today with my greasy hair. He's in bed. He's in your bed with you. Hi. What's your dog's name again? Your daughter's dog. Okay. So let's see. That's all I'm going to go around the magic circle for now, but that gives you a taste of where you can go to find your ascended hand and your possibilities. And yes, the descension hand would be Nine of Clubs, Queen of Hearts, Ten of Spades, Four of Hearts, Four of Spades, Ten of Clubs, Jack of Spades. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Ooh, that's altered states in Neptune. The descending Neptune this is in the magic circle would be the Jack of Spades, and I would interpret that to be their capacity to space out and dissociate. And if they've had trauma in their family, which of course everyone does, they're really good at dissociating. But you know what? They've got genius as Pluto, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Seven of Clubs as Pluto. So another way to say that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 displacements away. Or an eighth, he's my cousin, eighth cousin removed. Is that how you say that? Removed? Anyway, the Seven of Clubs potential for the Six of Diamonds. Yes, yes, and extra yes. I have to say that their genius, their capacity for genius is amazing. And see, that's the thing. People take Six of Diamonds for granted, right? Because they're just there to sort of manage and take care of things. And they're really good at managing their families and keeping everyone in order. And they're responsible. They think about all the things that have to be taken care of. And they're always the one reminding you and telling you, your glasses are on your head and things like that. But they're geniuses. They're absolute geniuses. My sister-in-law, her capacity to research and study and dig and then come up with insights, it's mind-blowing. He's upstairs with your daughter. He ripped off his dew claw. Owie! Oh, that's so awful. Well, we send your dog love and blessings and prayers. Your daughter's dog. Poor baby. Max, did you hear that? No, I'm not going to tell you. That's terrible. Where else do you want to go? Okay, I'm yours now. Okay, we're done with our Six of Diamonds lesson. We're done with our lesson on today, the day of balance and integration. We're going to throw some cards. So if you want me to throw a card for you, let's just do that. And you can tell me what your question is or not. You can just say, please throw a card for me. I'm not going to tell you my question, but I'll tell you the answer. I just burped. Excuse me. Okay. Waiting that long 8-second delay, and then a few more seconds for someone to type something. Whoever's asking, here's your answer. The Jack of Clubs. You're a genius. Oh, okay, Sue and Jess. Dr. Sue and Claudio. Okay, Sue, Jess, Claudio, thank you. Sue, you're a genius. You have original ideas that are absolutely brilliant. And this card is telling you to take them seriously. Okay, you told me all that today. This is back at you. You have something amazingly unique to contribute and something that is, initiatory. Let's initiate the world in this new level of knowledge. Like you might think this, but actually, if you take this approach, and it's what's its home position? It's in Jupiter. Jupiter, I usually have my chart with me. It sits under the 10 of Hearts, so it's Jupiter Mars. Oh, Jupiter Mars. Well, that's right up your alley. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. And now Jessica wants a card. And then we'll do Claudio. And then Mari, I have a 6 of Diamonds Gemini bestie, and she is a genius. Yes, she is a genius. For years, I would tell her she needed to apply for the FBI, and she does work for the government now. That's really great. They're capable of working corporate or structure or, because that 8 of clubs and they're in Jupiter, a lot of even hands. They're capable of working in that world. But, the truth is, they're ambidextrous. Their brains are right brain, left brain. They're ambidextrous. Thank you so much, Mari, for sharing that. Yes, Dr. Sue, as the Queen of Clubs, the Jack of Clubs is your inner child or your inner adolescent. So yeah, you could go watch that video that is on this channel, but it's under playlists. And I have the Jack, Queen, and King of every suit. So you can look up your suit and then understand your own royal archetype. The King is when you're in charge of something. The Queen is when you're one-on-one in a mother nurturing relationship. And the Jack is your inner child. So Jessica has the King of Diamonds. Woo! You're in charge, Missy. What are your values? How are you the king of your own kingdom? So think of yourself sitting on well, it's about integrity, but it's like, my gosh, you have so much integrity because Jess doesn't know how to be anything other than truth. Like she is just truth in motion. Our dear 5 of Diamonds. Sweetness itself. So this isn't like you need to pay attention to integrity. This card is about you saying, I get to be in charge of my kingdom. I am sitting on the throne with my scepter. I'm a king in the kingdom. You get to make the decisions. They're like, you're the boss. That's the message. Okay, Claudio. Am I saying your name right? Is Claudio L. And you're the 8 of Clubs. Thank you for announcing your card. I always ask people to do that. You get the Jack of Diamonds. So the Jack is about you stepping into like maybe being an entrepreneur. What is it that you really want to do? See, 8 of Clubs are really genius and they're capable of fitting in wherever they're needed. They're really, really brilliant. But the Jack of Diamonds is this calling. You're welcome, Jessica. It's this calling for them to step into their own like business. Hey, Liz, right? Yes, I would love to pull a card for you. And Liz, please remind me what your card is. I couldn't remember and I was just kicking myself. Okay, the Jack of Diamonds back to the 8 of Clubs, Claudio. This is creative genius in terms of business. So does that fit for you? Are you thinking about, or do you already have your own business and you already do your own do? Let me see if your guides want to say anything else about that. Okay, the Jack of Diamonds lives in the Jack of Clubs, position. It's the, vice versa, the Venus and Uranus. So it's also like they're the best lovers in the world. The Jack of Diamonds and the Jack of Clubs, because that Uranus energy is like, ooh, let's do something different and original. And Venus is like love, relationship, connection, intimacy. Yeah, that's one potential anyway. Okay, the 3 of Diamonds. Yes, 3 of Diamonds just keeps showing up in my life. Okay, so maybe Claudio will respond or not. But yes, Liz, I'm going to pull one for you next. the versatile Three of Diamonds. And by the way, whatever I'm saying about these cards, you got to put the puzzle together yourself because I know you might have a particular question and I don't know what it is. Oh, Jacks! It's all coming up, Jacks! We love Jacks. So there's an energy, there's a nexus around Uranus energy today. So we'll talk about a little bit more about Uranus. And you are, let's see, you're divine Uranus. You're living in the divine Uranus and Mercury. I think divine Uranus is about genius. I think everybody in that vertical Uranus line has the potential for genius. Yep, and the Seven of Clubs lives there. Yep, and the Jack of Spades, the Nine of Spades, Six of Spades at the bottom. Definitely Stephen Hawking, Elvis, Six of Spades, David Bowie. So Three of Diamonds, Liz. I just want you to look at that. You are in the company of geniuses. So this Jack of Spades, it's 2 down from you. This could be a guy. This could be a spade guy. Okay, let me muscle test. They're saying go in that direction. Okay, so we might need a birthday of a guy who might be this Jack of Spades in your life, or it's a personality. Of course, the low side potential is that he's a manipulator and there's some deception going on there. The high side is that he's going to spiritually initiate you, or that, and I get that there's kind of a, maybe like a snaky energy, but what's the wisdom of the snake? Feeling their way with their belly, incredibly quick to respond and change course. When you see one slithering on the ground, it's really at lightning speed they can change course. They're amazingly agile. What else? The Jack of Spades can mean for you personally that you're being initiated into something, into a new way of being or doing, and you've lost some reference points, and there's that insecurity. So navigating by just tuning into your 5 senses and getting really present. Oh my gosh. There was a snack in your dream. Was it cookies? No, I'm just kidding. I know you meant snake. Snack. I love snackies. Uh-oh. Good. Max didn't hear that. He knows that word. I know. Okay, so no, it's hilarious. Typos are freaking hilarious. By the way, if you've never seen that website, and I have to use a bad word. Damn you, autocorrect. Go look up Damn You Autocorrect. It's got the most hysterical texting exchanges between people who can't get their voice text to say what they want it to say. And it says a lot of other really interesting things. Okay, so yeah, tell me if it was in your dream, then shedding a skin, transformation, and I'm getting it's a very thin layer of skin, so it's not going to be really traumatic, but a thin layer of skin is dropping away to reveal more of who you really are. And they're like, yeah, it is going to be kind of a molting process. It might not be terribly easy. Okay, well, look at this. So in your spread, if you go down, and this is something we don't really spend a lot of time on, but the vertical hand, it would be going down, it would be Venus. But if you went up, you'd go Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. It would be a Saturn card in that direction, which would mean that there's a calling, that you're going to receive some kind of initiation, or that you're going to have liars and cheaters and manipulators in your life, and you're going to get really good at identifying them. That's one interpretation. Yeah, you might get taken advantage of 1 or 2 before you kind of figure out, and then you become that same level of cunning. Yeah, shamanic vision. So there's a theme today around shamanic vision, Jack of Spades transformation. Oh, I listened to the best video today. It was a bunch of astrologers and stuff talking about what's going on right now. And they just kept talking about Scorpio and purging. How can you guide us in this current purge? Everyone's purging, on some level. Stuff is coming up to be released, coming out. And the Scorpio energy was so the nodes of the moon right now is South Scorpio and North Taurus. And South, I didn't realize this, but South node can indicate like past life stuff, including wounds and traumas. And if you have a wound or a trauma around Scorpio, it could be that you were subject to something really dark in a past life, or, sexual or power, those heavy duty energies of Scorpio. It can also mean that you were an adept in a past life, or there was some kind of level of spiritual awakening. The North Node, so I'm 55, and if you're in this certain, I don't know, the 18-year cycles of the nodes of the moon, if you're Scorpio South Node, that can be the case. Or it's just kind of everybody that's had that kind of situation is coming up for healing now. And then the North Node is Taurus, which is, what do I deserve in the physical realm to have, to possess, to own? What do I value? So anyway, yeah, Scorpio energy. People who have Scorpio energy, I think they're very brave. And it's like, what else is there to do but like go deep and dig and like look at this stuff? I mean, hello, if it isn't time now, when is it gonna be? It's now. The time is now to look at our shit. Okay. Okay. I think that's about all for now. And I have made a card. I don't know if you click community, you can see this card that I posted. I'm having a free introductory class to the cards on Monday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So for me right now, it's about 5:50. And at 1 in the afternoon on Monday the 19th, I'm going to have an introduction to the cards. So easy. You don't have to know anything about the cards. So come one, come all. It's just donation based. But I got some encouragement to do that, and it feels right. It feels really fun. So if you go over to community and you click on that tab, you'll see my little advertisement for that class. I don't know how to create a premiere, but I did schedule the class already on YouTube. Still figuring out the tech. Okay. Well, thanks, everybody. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me, and have a really, really wonderful day. Big hugs to everybody. Bye.